possessions can't end until somebody grabs a rebound. Greg, two of the best on the boards are facing off tonight. They prioritize rebounding.
And getting those extra possessions can really break a team's will. When excellent rebounding teams play, everyone has to work a little harder to secure the ball.
The San Antonio Spurs able to put the first points up on the board. Counting.
You know, they like Randall to be an offensive presence in the paint. They want him to be an option on every possession.
And that one's good. Wembanyama.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, if he gets into a good rhythm early, watch out.
Outside, Fox. Fox is doubled. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Vassell, wide open. The three-pointers off the mark. Instead, the head coach, Chris Finch, bringing a culture of accountability to this Timberwolves team.
Yeah, Chris Finch challenges every player, Kevin, top to bottom. No sugarcoating Coach Finch's message, but at the same time, getting that buy-in that a coach has to have.
Now that's how you finish with authority. Show them how it's done, young fella. Stephon Castle is a problem.
Randall with the bucket.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Once he gets in deep on the defense, there is no way he's missing a layup like that. Well, when you have a scorer as skilled as he is, you do everything you can to get him the looks he needs.
And so Mitch Johnson decides to call timeout. This now will give him a chance to discuss some potential changes. The Spurs have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Here's Wembanyama, and it comes off the front of the rim. You know, Stan, you look at Wembanyama's frame. Does he need to get any stronger? Put on more muscle, more bulk?
Well, Kevin, of course he could use to improve on his strength, but he's strong enough right now to be one of the best players in the league. We've seen that, but as he gets older, a lot of that strength's just going to come naturally. The scary thing is, for coaches and players around the league, not on his team, this guy's just going to keep getting better.
And now let's swing it over to Allie LaForce on the sideline.
Thanks, Kevin. Rudy Gobert talked about his objectives. He said, my goal is to be the best defender ever. And now my only focus is to win a championship and to keep impacting my team. Keep trying to make my team the top defense in the league. I think that's the best measure of an all-time defender. Back over to you, Kevin.
He can lock it down. Okay, Allie, thanks. Conley's shot is off. Spurs trail by 5. Here's Fox. Great tee that time from Edwards.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
There's no airspace there whatsoever. That's as close as you can get without foul.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Here's Champagnie. Good, and a nice assist from Fox. Fox has got 3 assists in the game. And timeout called by Chris Finch. Looking for a breather and maybe adjusting a thing or two. And it's a completely new lineup for Minnesota. Timberwolves leading by 4 to the inside. On the wing, Dosunmu. From deep. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Barnes. Anderson with the block.
Well, he's so smart out there. Anderson always seems to be in the right spot to make a play. And that time gets all ball.
And if you look at this first half, overall, they've just had the better shot selection.
Yeah, they've done a better job executing offensively. moving the ball and creating high percentage looks.
Highland's shot is good.
And what a way to start this game, dominating at both ends of the floor.
Obviously, guys, brilliant coaching, a perfect game plan.
And that one's good, Barnes. Here's Reed. He takes it in, and Reed throws it down.
Yeah, we're seeing some fireworks from them already.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly how you want to start a game, with a big offensive push.
And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves with a 10-point lead. Some breathing room heading into the... And we welcome you back to 2K Sports coverage of the Western Conference semifinals. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Timberwolves?
Well, they've been a...
Oh, that was something else!
Are you kidding me?
You got to have guts and hops to pull off a dunk like that. Randall got a lot of both.
Spurs trail by 12. And Craig, with Stephon Castle winning the 2025 Rookie of the Year award, the Spurs went back-to-back in that category.
Yeah, of course, Victor Wembanyama winning that same award in 24. Just more confirmation that these Spurs are building.
Whoa!
Great seeing Reed attack like most other players. He's at his best on the front foot.
San Antonio's gone 4 sets from outside the arc tonight. There's the triple. It's hauled in by Cornette. And San Antonio shooting has been terrific. 54% on the game. And stolen by Barnes. Here's Castle. Defended by Dosunmu. Castle misses.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
And the wide open shot from Reed. The Timberwolves again can't hit. Floats one up. And with that shot, the Timberwolves lead is cut to just 9 points on the basket from Barnes.
Yeah, it took just enough off of it for the floater.
And timeout called by Chris Finch. Coach needs a moment to talk things over. Minnesota making some changes. Gobert, he's checked in for Reed. McDaniels comes in for Clark. And it's Edwards in for Highland. The Spurs also changing it up. Olynyk is checked in for Luke Cornette. Vassell comes in for Johnson. And it's Fox in for Harper. Spurs trail by 9. And here is Vassell. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. You see a lot of pick and rolls, but you also, Greg, hear about inverted screen. Can you explain to the viewers what that means?
Yeah, that's where your guard actually is the one setting the pick for the bigger player, and having little guys who are willing to put their body on the line. You think of a Steph Curry, a John Stockton, two of the best to ever do it.
And here's Edwards from the arc. That's it, and he's now 3 for 3 and looking sharp.
And that corner pocket triple, terrific shot by Edwards from deep.
Nobody near Barnes. And they come right back with their own three-pointer.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
And now, Hallie LaForce says something for us from the sideline.
Well, the Timberwolves have elite shot creation, but it's finding that balance. Anthony Edwards said, "I'm wired to score the ball. I'm going to showcase my game, so it's hard to find that balance of when to pass and when to keep it and try to get going. Sometimes I feel like the right play is me." Back to you, Kev.
Fills it up with the best. All right, Allie, as always, we thank you. And so Mitch Johnson decides to call timeout, looking for a breather and maybe adjusting a thing or two. Minnesota making some changes. Reed, he's checked in for Julius Randle. And it's Conley in for Dosunmu. Wembanyama outside. Takes a three. Oh, Wembanyama spacing the floor.
And when Wembanyama is connecting from deep, he is downright unguardable. This is how special a talent he is.
Yeah, credit the defense there, not allowing the easy layup.
It's stolen by Edwards. Here's Reed. Rebound San Antonio. And it's been pretty smooth sailing for him in the playoffs so far. They've only dropped 2 games.
And they're a team that doesn't get rattled, even with all the pressure that comes with postseason basketball. It's a testament to the leadership in that locker room.
Well, Edwards is so strong. He'll complete the play unless you wrap him up.
The Timberwolves shooting their first free throw of the night. 15 seconds left in the first half of the game. Wembanyama. Love the confidence from Wembanyama.
Well, that's a smart play. Taking advantage of the mismatch in close.
Good. Gobert's got his first basket.
Looking to make plays for others. We've seen this from him all night.
Yeah, when there's been an open man, he's found it. And you love to see a guy dishing it like this.
And that does it for the first half of play. Timberwolves lead by 6. Stay with us, folks. We'll get back just after halftime to start the third quarter.
Some great postseason action in the first half of play. A healthy lead has been built for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Well, they've worked the ball inside at every turn. This is your type of game, Shaq.
Yeah, the closer to the cup, the better.
Seeing how things are shaking down for the Timberwolves. And that is it for halftime, folks. It is back to Kevin Harlan and the crew for the second half.
And we welcome you back to Game 4 on 2K Sports. You know, Anthony Edwards has been exceptional here, guys.
Man, he's been running wild on them through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
Yeah, and in terms of slowing him down, I think they're going to have to change things up. Give him some different looks.
Here's Conley. The rebound by Victor Wembanyama. And good depth for the Timberwolves. It can be challenging sometimes, Stan, choosing who plays and who sits.
Well, Kevin, that's the kind of problem you want as a coach. But they've traded away a lot of draft capital to assemble this roster. Now it's about paying them to keep them together.
And when Randle gets rolling on the drive, there's almost no stopping it. His size and athleticism are going to get him to the hoop.
Castle, no one around him. And a miss there on the triple. Timberwolves leading by 6. Here's Randle. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
Terrific play call to give him a clean look at the rim. That's how you want to start the second half.
Yeah, I like how they're establishing their interior presence right away. That's going to collapse the defense and create other opportunities.
And Fox is a solid passer, knows how to get the ball to his guys when they're ready to let it go. Not surprised at all. He's shooting it well and scoring points in bunches.
Drives to the hoop, and that one's good. Champagnie.
Aggressive move coming out of the half, penetrating into the heart of the defense.
Well, that's how to start the second half strong. Going right at the rim and building some positive momentum.
And he's good on the 3 ball. Fox has got 7 points.
Well, the defense gave that away. He's a skilled shooter who you have to contest at the arc.
San Antonio trailing here. And man, is this team on a roll right now offensively, Greg. So fun to watch.
They're playing with so much confidence, which is why they're tearing it up on this end.
And that one's good. Champagnie.
Their ability, again, to stretch the floor, particularly in this second half.
Yeah, and where has the defense been? They've been content to let them fire away. They've got to close out to the arc.
Minnesota's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Conley's shot is off. San Antonio with the ball. Big run right now going for them, 11-2. And that one is good. And it's a 3-point Spurs lead.
Castle's so good up and down the lane.
Here we go, Coach. The 2025 Rookie of the Year, Stephon Castle.
Yeah, look, Kevin, you can't say too many good things about this guy, but it starts with this. Like all the best players in the league, he plays both ends of the floor. Stephon Castle can take on the assignment of guarding the best player on the other team, and he's a guy whose skills are rapidly improving offensively. The future is great for this guy.
Osumu, he's checked in for Minnesota. Spurs also with the sub. Barnes is checked in. You gotta love strong defense, especially when it comes in the form of harsh rejections. Wow.
And that block was something. It's the playoffs, and every possession and defensive stop matters. All of Castle's hard work is paying off here. He just keeps finding ways to attack.
On the wing, Osumu. He's got 8. Good on the three-point shot. Osumu's got 11 points.
And for the defense, that is a heart-sinking moment when you see him that wide open beyond the arc.
The Spurs shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Reed, he's checked in for Rudy Gobert. Joe Ingles comes in for Julius Randle. Clark, he's checked in for McDaniel. And Bones Highland subbed in for Edwards. Johnson, he's checked in for the Spurs. Harper comes in for De'Aaron Fox. Here's Wembanyama. Score the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7.
He runs so well for his size. Wembanyama knows how to finish on the break.
And so it looks like the Timberwolves will retain possession here. The Timberwolves making a switch here. Shannon's checked in. Over to the wing. Back to Osumu. And it's Highland in the corner. Fires from deep. Hits it from three-point range. Highland's got his second bucket of the night.
Unselfish basketball. That's what coaches love to see.
Count it.
And a monster game for Wemby with the matchup issues he creates. I'm not sure anyone in this league can stop him when he's on. And guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
Pass to Barnes. Launches a 3. That's good, and it's Wembanyama with the assist. Wembanyama's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. And so it's San Antonio holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. And their three-point shooting has paved the way for them. We'll get you back to the action after this break. And how about a look now at our assist of the game?
And he's always been the favorite to bag this honor. These kind of feeds are his bread and butter.
Well, he's a consummate floor general, surveying the defense and delivering the pass on time and on target.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us.
And Matador defense, that's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to see.
An unorganized defense like that is not going to help them close this deficit.
And coming down the stretch here, both teams still on fire.
Yeah, and hopes that your opponent is just going to go cold. That's not going to happen. It doesn't look like in this one. This might go down to whoever has the last possession.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
Yeah, come on. They're just having their way out there and continuing to press the advantage.
It's stolen. Here's Randle, and there are the Timberwolves with another bucket.
And this is how Randle likes to operate, taking it in to the defense over and over again.
And so it's Mitch Johnson calling timeout. There was no hesitating. He wants to talk to the team right now. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Gobert, he's checked in for Reed. McDaniels comes in for Clark. Edwards has come in for Dosunmu. And Mike Conley subbed in for Highland. San Antonio also making some changes. Wembanyama comes in for Luke Cornett. And Stephon Castle subbed in for Harper. And now let's send it over to our courtside reporter, Allie LaForce.
Over the last break, I listened in on Mitch Johnson's huddle. He applauded their shooting and their shot selection, saying, "We're taking the right threes, not forcing anything. Keep doing that, and they'll continue to fall." Makes the game easy, doesn't it?
Great work as always, Allie. Thank you. Edwards drives in. And that one is good.
Well, when Edwards gets this hot, all an opponent can hope to do is limit the damage.
Fox off the glass.
And how about the grit and determination in the post? I mean, essential qualities to have late in a close game.
Edwards puts in the three.
Wow, you need a bucket? Give it to Edwards. He's got that clutch gene.
San Antonio leading by 3. Edwards with the dunk of the night.
Wow, this is how explosive Edwards can be. He finishes with such force at the rim.
And so it's Mitch Johnson calling timeout. He's clearly intent on wanting to lock in and make sure everyone's on the same page. Gobert against Wembanyama. Jacks up a 3. A three-pointer. Good.
Well, we talk about ice in his veins a lot, but this guy personifies that. What a clutch shot.
And you'll never see Randall back down in a big moment. He's looking to be the guy when they need a bucket.
Gobert there for the rebound. Here's Minnesota. They're on a 16-7 run. Outside Edwards. Now McDaniel. To take the lead. Wembanyama reels it in. Barnes down low. Randall on him. Oh, and he cannot get the layup. To tie it up. Edwards takes it all the way.
Well, everything about Edwards' drive makes it dangerous. His speed, his agility, and his lack of fear.
Now Vassell from outside. It's off.
There's some defense for you. For someone who's as good at shooting the three ball as he is, you need a defender who's equally good at guarding against it.
And we've got a timeout called from Chris Finch. Pivotal moment in this game. He's not taking any chances. He'll call time. Dosunmu is checked in for Minnesota. And San Antonio also making a switch. Champagne's checked in. Minnesota's gotten off 12 shots from beyond the arc tonight, hitting 7 of them. It's good!
That is world class.
Yeah, and I can say from experience, his coach just breathed a huge sigh of relief.
Fox! And again unable to change the momentum here. They'll be trying to take as much time off the clock as they can.
Exactly. Expect to see longer possessions from this point on.
And how about Randall coming up clutch? Wow, this guy has ice in his veins.
And timeout called by Mitch Johnson. Clearly, he's got something his players need to hear, and immediately. Any ideas on strategy being discussed right now in that huddle?
And they need to use as little time as possible here. If they can get a bucket before the clock hits 24 seconds, they can try for a stop on the next possession. If there's less than 24, then they'll have to foul.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Now Vassell fires the 3, buries the deep ball.
Well, Vassell managing to stay in total control in a clutch situation.
And he commits the intentional foul. So it's the Timberwolves now. And they go to the intentional foul.
And you know what? Smart foul. You got to try to extend the game.
He hits the first one, and that makes it a 3-point lead. Second one is good. Being both at the line, and it's a 4-point ball game.
And
and those free throws will mean a ton now. It makes it a two-possession game.
That's in there.
And standing easily over 7 feet. When Wemby gets that ball near the hoop, literally nothing a defender can do.
Fox! The long shot, no good. And they need to stop the clock, so there's a foul.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
So the first one drops, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And so both free throws are good. And it's a 4-point ball game.
Well, that shuts the door on any hope of a comeback. Nicely done.
So it's Minnesota taking the W in a close one. This was a crucial game for him, tying up the series at 2 apiece, Greg. A huge accomplishment.